I stand here today as a part of the International Jewish Anti-Zionist Network. We are outraged, but not surprised by the latest acts of brutal violence that Israel and Israeli vigilantes are committing against Palestinians, particularly Palestinian youth. I am the granddaughter of survivors of the Nazi concentration camp Buchenwald. I organized with IJAN because this history taught me and us never again for anyone. I am outraged by the misuse of my family's history to justify similar acts of brutality against the Palestinians. IJAN condemns Israel's newest escalation of violence, as well as the revenge threats by the Israeli government and citizens, and Zionist organizations and public figures. In the space of just a few days, Gaza has been bombarded by warplanes. Upwards of 600 Palestinians have been rounded up and imprisoned. At least 10 Palestinians, more now, have been killed, including several children, a pregnant mother, a 17-year-old boy who was burnt, mutilated body, whose body was found dumped in a forest outside of East Jerusalem. These actions describe terrorism of a racist, settler, colonial state. IJAN stands with the Palestinian people and with their right to resist the violence of this colonial occupation and apartheid. Every untimely death is a tragedy. The deaths of these three Zionist settlers are treated as an opportunity exploited to justify the murder and imprisonment of countless Palestinians, particularly again of young people, and the theft of Palestinian lands, together amounting to slow genocide. Israel and its Western partners, beginning with the U.S. government and their media, have portrayed these settlers as innocent casualties, either of alleged Palestinian barbarism or of an intractable and inexplicable conflict. In either case, Jewish Israeli lives are valued, while the lives of Palestinians are lesser. Classic racism. Never mentioned is the fact that these settlers were on the front lines of the terrorizing and dispossession of Palestinians' indigenous population. IJAN stands with and honors the perseverance of Palestinian resistance and calls on civil society everywhere to hold Israel accountable for its recurrent crimes. This is what they are. They are terrorist crimes. And demand an end to the occupation, colonization, and apartheid in Palestine. We also call on Jewish people everywhere to recognize in this most recent bout of Israeli terror a larger and unmistakable pattern of unbridled violence and murder, collective punishment, and race hatred. As Jewish people, we must dissociate entirely from this violence by acting against it. In supporting Palestinian self-determination, we act in the Jewish tradition that has fought collective punishment, murder, and racism for centuries. From the river to the sea, Palestine will be free.